What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Tas. We about to get it in. We are about to present you with an all-new Super Norteno, new character unlocked. Hey, you don't want to be the Super Norteno? Fuck it. The man who inspired will be. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking and whooping. We're about to make. Don't talk about me. Don't talk about. I never did. That was never Norteno. The fuck out of here, stupid. We're about to go right now. And when I say stupid, I use that term loosely. Like your lady was. Let's go, right? Because we're about to get really into it. So before we get into the all-new Super Norteno, I'm going to tell you guys right now, when I first came up with this series, this was actually the man that inspired the whole Super Norteno character. Unfortunately, I decided, due to content purposes and for the safety and security of people, I was going to switch the stories up a little bit. I was going to switch the actual character up. But since things have come to light and everyone's like, oh, man, Ricky was not that. It's time we leave Ricky where Ricky wants to be, at home with his old lady, right? Nothing but love for my cousin, but I don't like my cousin. And we'll just do it, leave it like that, right? Got nothing but love for him, though. But let's get into the real, authentic Super Norteno and all the shenanigans we got into, right? Hey, disclaimer. Some of the stories have a certain amount of tapatio to them. If you don't like that, then get on down the road. But if you're ready to laugh your ass off and here's some real shit, let's go, right? So I have a homeboy. He's not from my neighborhood, but he's from my city. There's a little clue for all you haters, right? And this individual comes from a certain family that are a bunch of straight up cutthroats, gangsters. I mean, they were around way prior to I was doing my thing. And I'm not going to lie, I ain't never looked up to them. This was the type of individual type family that you did not want to be around. It was grimy. You know, in every neighborhood, there's that one family, homie, where they just got, they're generational like a motherfucker, right? The moms, the dads, the sisters, the cousins, the newborns. Everybody's gang banged out, right? This was that family. So when I first got out of CYA, I'm 18 years old. I run into a homeboy, right? Now, I'm not going to lie, I was doing bad. I was doing dirt bad. Right? I was doing mud bath bad, pig bad. I didn't have no money whatsoever, not a fucking pot to piss in, or what was a pot? I didn't have that, right? And so I was a grimy individual myself, fresh out of YA. You know, most people get out of being incarcerated for a long time and they're like, I'm going to get a job. J-O-B was not in my motherfucking vocabulary. I didn't care nothing about a job. I wanted to sell crack cocaine, right? And just do bad. And so that family, all the nephews and sons and grandchildren, they would do things called boxes of chocolates. Now, if you ever seen the movie Forrest Gump, remember where he said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, right? Exactly. To us in my town, a box of chocolates meant hitting a lick, doing a burglary. That was a box of chocolates because, hey, you slid in that motherfucker, you never knew what you were going to get. You can get a gun, you can get some money, you can get some jewelry, you can get some calzones. Like, you just never know. It was depending upon what you're after. Right? I had homeboys that would go in your house and make a ham sandwich, and that's all they wanted. They would just walk by, homeboys like, damn, I'm hungry, eh? Kick that door in. Let's see what they got. Oh, shit, they made tamales last night. It's on, right? Hey, fucking milk's expired, eh? They're all mad at the owners. Motherfuckers, homie, they got to buy new milk. It was that bad. So anyways, here comes the homeboy Fleco, right? This motherfucker, when I say the word whopping, that's who it came from. Fleco, right? We did time in Tracy prison together later on, right? This motherfucker never changed. And I'm introducing him to you. He was the honest to God inspiration and the real Super Norteno, right? This dude, this motherfucker was born with a Mongolian. Two strands of hair sticking out of his head, and his hepa just kept on going. She was so gangster, she just braided his shit. That motherfucker was a newborn baby with a little pigtail. Straight Mongolian. He was like, he had no choice. He was going to be a Norteno no matter what. And if he ever uttered the word Surgang, it was going to be bad in that household, right? All his family were well-known Norteños from Merced. They were all West Siders. They were all like in the mix, but not from a certain barrio. They were like just Norteños, right? And I ran into the homeboy Fleco, and I remember being introduced to him, right? And this motherfucker stood just like that. Watch out. Whopping. He did. He was the first one that I ever heard say the word whopping. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And he would be like, whopping, eh? Whopping, right? And he didn't talk like, hey, what the fuck? Like Ricky, he talked like whopping, Holmes, right? Deep ass, but like he tried to make it whopping. Does that sound good? Whopping, right? Until he got it right. Until he pronunciated it right or enunciated it right. Anyways, he was a cool ass homeboy. And his whole thing was him and his little nephews, they like to hit boxes of chocolates, right? And so at that particular time, I seen a way in. You know, I was like, hey, not only can I go with them and hit boxes of chocolates, burglaries, basically, that's code word for burglary, right? But I could utilize them in a Norteño fashion. So what I did was, because I was all gangbanged out and super Norteño myself, I would use that for the homeboy. The homeboy was a little off, just a little bit, right? And so I would use him to get his nephews to go breaking houses and steal all kinds of things for me. And I was making a little bit of money. Like, it was a cool little hustle, right? Well, let me fast forward, right? Because I want to tell you guys how cool this dude was. I ended up in Tracy prison on some old unrelated shit, right? And I had been hanging around with Fleco like during that period of time just to make some money. And then he ended up getting locked. He was always locked up. I was locked up. It was what it was. We just would hardly run into each other during that time period, right? But I end up getting locked up in Tracy. And I'll never forget, right? I spotted that motherfucker from 9 miles away. As soon as I walked into that yard, I seen that Mongolian, skinny as fuck. This fool was sucked up, right? And he had one tattoo. He had a huelga bird and a tattoo that said, I'm still here. That's all he had. Facts, right? They're about to be like, whopping, I'm still here. Yeah, I know. You've been in Tracy for fucking 6 months now. Why is that? And so I remember running around the yard with him, and he used to get the Merced Sun-Star, the newspaper, and he'd always come to my door when he'd walk past. Whopping, homie, you want to see the Merced Sun-Star? Of course I did. That was our local newspaper, right? So he'd shoot it to me. So we ended up developing a cool friendship, like a friendship outside of our stealing friendship. Like, we were friends, and I liked him, right? But his family, I didn't really care for. And we're going to get into all the family adventures later on. But I kind of want to go backwards to go forwards to go backwards, right? And so this is just an introduction. So we were hella cool, but he had some nephews that one of them was kind of in bad standings, or he was finding himself that way, right? So what had happened was one of his nephews ended up catching not catching a bad case, but he was accused of some bad shit with a woman, right? Or a girl, a younger girl. And I remember this was a dude I used to hang around with. He used to throw him through windows. Go ahead, steal that fucking. Hey, that's a badass knife set. My mom wants that, right? Woo! Right? He'd go in that motherfucker. I throw his little young ass up in there. Steal, not kill, still not kill. And his Theo would be right there. I'm like, Fleco would be like, yeah, whooping, get it, eh? Get it, right? All supered out. Now, this fool was the type of Norteño, the homeboy, right? Flex, the new super Norteño, that was just choloed out the game. Brim hat, red suspenders, pants pulled all the way up to his chin. All you seen was a tattoo and then fucking a belt loop. That's it, right? Motherfucker just skinny as fuck, so the white shirts looked baggy even if they were small, right? This fool just was Charlie Browned out the game. Like, he came with the exclusive Charlie Browns in the colors that you couldn't get. Back then, you couldn't get a red Charlie Brown. This motherfucker always had one. Like, he was flamed up from head to toe. Just red Nikes, red this, red, like he was that one, right? And I remember he was embarrassing. Like, you go into like the fair or a park, or, you know, you're just kicking, you got the white tee on, some silver tabs, some Cortez, you know, I mean, you're keeping it gangster, but not, you're keeping it, you know, low key, little red rag in the back pocket, just in case you need to let it bang a little bit, but nothing major. This motherfucker being that motherfucker, I'm still here, right? Straight up Brenton Wood. That was, brother, he wasn't Brenton Wood, he was Brenton Norte, right? It was embarrassing sometimes. You ever had a homeboy like that that's embarrassing? Like, damn, bro, can you just put on a white t-shirt and comb your fucking hair, eh? Why do you, his Mongolian was immaculate. That motherfucker was braided so tight, it stuck straight up. His fucking Mongolian was right here. It was on Tongpolian. He had a fucking Mongolian that stuck straight up, right? He looked like alfalfa walking around that motherfucker, flamed up. I remember dudes would be like, damn, that was a super homie, huh? I'm like, bro. He had his name stitched into his red paño, so you knew it was his. Like 4 dots fucking under his eye, he just use a marker. Real big old fucking dots, so you knew, right? Like everybody knew that was a homie. So, anyways, what happens is his nephew catches a bad case, and his nephew was pretty known in the rap scene and all kinds of shit, but we're not going to go into all that. We'll go into future videos, right? We'll do an exclusive about super stupid ass, right? But if I want to fight you, gun man, stop it. I already knocked your teeth out. We're done. He the word on the curb was he caught this bad case. At the time, he was in Tulare County, fucking around with the homeboys out there, running around, right? So we're trying to catch up to him, and he was never back. So, anyways, I'm with my crimey and a few other dudes, and Fleco's not there at the time. I think he's doing a violation or whatever, right? And he's in that motherfucker, whooping on me on a violation. And like, yeah, I know. And oh man, wait till we get to his half on his sisters and shit. Damn, he had some bad sisters though. And when I say bad, I don't mean pretty, just bad people. Right? And so I go to this club and his nephew's there. And when we walk in that night, I had served the homeboys a whole bunch of fucking, I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to slang different shit. You know, I was trying to get money, however. And there was this Thiz. If you guys remember Thiz, back in the days, everybody was off it because everybody was off the Mac Dre and shit. And in Northern California, it was popping Thizzle pills, right? But I used to get these gel tabs. They were called Hershey Kisses. They'd come in a little Hershey Kiss bag. And I get them from my Asian partner, man. And I had a gang of them. And them motherfuckers were popping. I used to sell out. I was selling 20 a tab. And I used to sell out. Before I even got in the club, they were gone. Like all the chicks wanted them. Everybody wanted them. I didn't give a fuck, right? I was just getting my paper. And I remember I just hit. And so I gave the homeboys, all my homeboys, we went like 6, 7 deep. And I gave all my homeboys a tab. And I wasn't off the shit because I was too scared to try it. I ended up trying it later on in life. And it was like, oh shit, it's just bomb, right? Yeah, keep sucking, right? But I just never was on that shit. You know, I never got high on my own supply. And so I'm there kicking it. And my shit's squeaky right now. I need fucking WD-40 or WD-14 whooping. And so I get to the club, and me and my homeboys are my crimey at the time. He ended up becoming a crimey. That's the homeboy I went to Juarez, Mexico with, right? He comes on my lives and shit. My crimey still fuck with me. Regardless of what all the haters say, shit, my primos might not fuck with me, but my crimies do. And that's all that matters, eh? Right? What blood's thicker than water? Shit, the red rag was tougher than blood. I'm telling you. And so me and my crimey were right there chopping up. He's already all high. He's like, hey, I feel like I'm in a video game, eh? And I was like, damn. So when we go into this club, I spot this dude, and we had been looking for him. The word on the curb was smash him on sight because he's no good, right? He got a bad case. And even though Flex is my homeboy, and it's not flex like I flex, it's fleck like fleck, right? Like Fleco. And so we call him Fleco. And so I go into this place, and I got hella love for Flex, but I don't give a fuck, man. This dude got to go. And at that time, I was super active. And so I remember he had a grill on. It was all diamond sparking. That's when every Mexican said the N-word and had a grill, right? And he had one on, and he had all these chicks around him. They were all jocking him. They jocked him all the time, that dude. He stood with bitches, right? And I remember going in, and I told the homeboy, hey, there he is. I'm going to get off, right? And his primo was there. Now, his primo's a good homeboy of mine. His primo was actually watching my channel, and that dude called his primo. His primo told me, was like, hey, fool, why are you supporting that fool? Hey, fuck that dude. He whistles now because I knocked his teeth out. Why are you supporting that? Fuck him, son. Fuck, I don't want to support nothing, right? Hey, I fucking lost your grill in the washer. You know, the washers eat fucking socks. The washer ate his grill because I had it in my pocket, in my pants. I washed it. I didn't even care about it. It was real diamonds too. He got it from some famous rapper in Kings County. Anyways, we'll get into all that eventually. I go in there, I see his primo, and I'm like, hey, what's up? I already know I got my target. I already know I'm going to get off, right? I'm not going to kill him or nothing. I'm just going to sock him up. And he was like, cool. I remember I used to have him breaking houses for me. Steel was my boy, right? The new Super Norteno, all that. And so when I talked to his primo, I'm like, what's up? His primo was like, oh, what's up, homie? And that fool's like dancing with some chicks, and he sees me, and he's like, hey, what's cracking, homie? I said, someone's head tonight. He didn't know it was his, right? And so probably about 5 minutes later, all the homeboys are licking the walls, and they're all fucking tweaked out on the tabs, the gel tabs, right? I'm like, fuck it, here's my opportunity. And so this what happened was, the reason why I knew it was my opportunity is this black dude gets in an argument with the dude I'm gonna fucking take off on, his cousin, the one I was talking to, and he starts fighting with some black dude in there out of nowhere, right? Perfect opportunity. So I walk up to him, I'm like, what's up? He's like, whooping. and boom, I cracked him. And I knocked his 4 fronts out with his fucking grill, and I picked up his grill like, bitch, shouldn't have been touching kids. And that was that. So fast forward to about a month later, the word around town is this fool's looking for you, gun. He wants to get his runbacks. He wants to catch a fade. See, we go from the old school. If you got weird cases and all that, you don't get a fade. That like only real men get a fade, like a friendly fade or respect, right? If you're a weirdo, you just get beat up every time you get seen. And that's it, period. That's how it should be. So I'm like, fuck it. But you got to understand my attitude at that time, right? So trip out on this, right? I lived in these apartments called the Willowbrook apartments. And right across from the apartments, there's a park. No one's ever fucking there. There's like a park. It's like a field. Then there's railroad tracks and there's Walmart. Like literally on the other side, me and my old lady used to walk through the park over the railroad tracks to Walmart. We didn't even take the car because we could just right there, right? Just walk over the railroad tracks with hella gross. She's all tired like a baboso, right? She's like, hurry up, my feet hurt, bitch. My whole everything hurts. My back hurts. I got 6 bags of groceries. All you're carrying is a gallon of milk, and half of it's gone. You're drinking on the way. I'm thirsty. It's hot. Bitch, you don't drink. Whatever. We'll get to her later. Anyways, right? That's Super Torta, one of them. So we're like in this Suzuki Sidekick. You know, one of the ones from the TLC, Ain't Too Proud to Beg video, right? And I see Fleco. I could tell by his Mongolian, he's all Mongolian down, and I see all his like homeboys there, all his little primos. They had like their own little clan, their own little group, right? Not his primo though, the one that I was after, right? And so at this time, I see Fleco, and I've been hearing that his family, everyone's tripping on me. They're looking for me, right? So I'm with my crimey, my homeboy, and I was like, hey, bro, and I have a thing on me. I was like, we're gonna go fucking jam them up right now. There they are, right? He's like, fuck it, let's go. I'm like, and at that time I'm on the run. I don't care. It's just, I just didn't give a fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? I just don't give a fuck. That was my attitude. So anyways, I jump off the whip. This fool sees me and he's playing basketball. They're on a basketball court and he comes walking with the basketball. And I'm thinking, okay, because we're homies, he's going to talk it out with me. This motherfucker, I have a thing on me and it's in my hand, right? It's a little 32 and it's in my hand. This motherfucker sees me and he hits the real wag on me. Whooping! And throws the ball at me and I, boom, blow. And I ran towards the motherfucker, ran towards me, right? And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to pistol whip the dog shit. This motherfucker put all types of bony ass hands on me, right? Whooping. He was fucking me up, right? Hey, you fucked up my nephew, eh? Right? And I was like, Fleco, calm down, bro. You're my homie. You know, I don't care if he has a bad charge. Blood is thicker than water. I said, hey, he had a red rag. The whole time he's fighting, it was like he used to have his red rag sewed into his pants. That's how it really was because he didn't want to drop it, right? That's a violation. I ripped that motherfucker. I'm head down. I ain't gonna lie. That motherfucker's cracking me in the back of the neck. And at that time, I had bad neck. And I fucking ripped that fucking paño out of him. I'm trying to choke him with his red paño. It says his name right here. He's like, whooping. I'm still here. Right? And I'm choking him out. And I remember I got it. And I'm like, bro, you want this back? You got to come get it. And I walked away all fucked up, right? He's like, I already fucked you up. You want it again? I was like, motherfucker, you got lucky. I didn't expect that. I had a pistol in my hand. Didn't use it on him. This is my boy. So, quietly as it's kept, me and that dude were rivals for a little while, right? We ended up working it out in Tracy Prison on the yard because I had a little bit of status and I was going to get him massacred. But he is the most super Norteno of all. So we're going to get into his stories, the old Ricky stories and all that. Let that fakery go to the bakery, right? With the old boy from Mexico. We're going to get to some real shit right here. And I'm going to tell you some of the funniest stories you ever heard. If you like funny stories, tap in right here with the supers and we're going to get it cracking. I mean, if you don't want to watch the new Super Norteno, you don't think he's going to be funny enough, just wait. You think Tia and Rick and Sheila and all them were some characters? Nah, I say. Wait till you get to a real Super Norteno, someone who actually was, cuz, right? And it's going to be bomb. Anyways, with that being said, if you're looking forward to it, hit a 1. And we're going to introduce you to all the stories, man. We're going to have some fun with it. Remember, don't take it too hard and, hey, I want to fucking look it, man. This is a real person. The real homies, and it's real stories with some hot sauce. I got to make it funny for y'all. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's bringing you the realest shit right here on YouTube. Whoopin'! I'm back. That's what whopping. Let's go, man. The guy who inspired it, the real Super Norteno. This video right here is sponsored by Barrio Liquors in Turlock, California. If you're ever in the Turlock area, pull up to the Barrio in the 209 again. I guarantee Fleco would. He'll pull up anywhere. And we're going to get to all that, right? Also, by 16 Stones Yard Service out there in Tucson, Arizona. If you're in the Tucson area, again, another place he'll go. Probably never been there, but he'll go, right? He'll be in the motherfucker. Whoopin', I'm still here. Or I'm right here. Right? Motherfucker, I know. Let's go. Bang, bang.